Hi, gang. So this is just going to be a lesson for the song Could You Be Loved by Bob Marley and the Wailers, I think. Yeah, there you go. So I don't think this is just like a Bob Marley and the Wailers. So anyways, why don't we just hop right in? So first of all, let's just start off with that sort of cool little riff there that they got going at the beginning there. That sort of, or that. So why don't I move in a little bit here just to show you what's going on. So first things first, we're going to be palm muting with our hand right here. So we just kind of put it right in this sort of area right here of the strings. You don't want to be too far up, right? Because then if not, it's just... Well, actually, that's not even that bad. I like to do it a little bit lower. If we were like... That's not going to sound like anything. But if you put sort of your palm right here, right up against the strings here, you kind of get this... Instead of having that full sound, you kind of get this... That sort of muted sound. What you're going to do is you're going to... It's just 3 notes. So it's going to be... you're going to start with your index on the 7th fret of the 6th string. It's all in the 6th string, so it's going to go 7th fret. Kind of do that sort of pattern. It's kind of like down, 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 up, up, down. And then you kind of go. What you're doing there is you're just walking up with your ring and your index to the 9th fret and the 10th fret. You're going. Just like that. So all together it sounds like this. What you could do is, honestly, I like to keep that sort of thing going the entire time, kind of give it that reggae sort of feel, and only hop in when I only release the, because I'm not pushing down right here, so I'm letting it, and I'm only pushing down when I need to, so I kind of get that. I'm doing that sort of thing, and that thing's kind of cool, and it's kind of fun. You can play around with that. In terms of the chords, though, now before we even let's do the first chord, and then we'll just kind of quickly do the strumming pattern, because it's the same strumming pattern for like the entire song. First of all, first chord we're going to do, B minor. You may be used to playing your B minor down here, so where you do a bar on the 2nd fret, and then you do a sort of A minor shape. But what we're going to do here is we're going to do a bar on the 7th fret. This is a different way to play your B minor. You're going to bar the 7th fret, and then with these 2 fingers right here, you're going to do an E minor shape, meaning you're going to put your ring finger right here on the 9th fret of the 5th string, and then you're going to take your pinky there and put it on the 9th fret of the 4th string. And so all together, it sounds like that. Now what you're going to want to do, now we're just going to take that chord and we're going to just learn the strumming pattern. So what's going to happen is it's sort of this reggae pattern. So if you're going to kind of think of it in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you want to mute on the 1 and the sort of. So you're doing that sort of thing. Wicko, 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 wicko. You're kind of doing that sort of thing. But what you're going to do is you're only going to actually. you're actually only going to strum in on the 2nd and the 4th. Sorry, it's something on my phone there. There you go. So, you're only strumming in on the 2nd beat and the 4th beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, and 2, 3. You kind of do that, and you can. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only strum in on the 2 and the 4. That's when you actually, you kind of have your hand there waiting in the position, but then you only go in on the 2nd beat and the 4th beat. And that's it. So, and another thing I like to do is when I strum, even though I have the full chord shape there, it's kind of just as a safeguard, I personally like to kind of aim for the higher strings. So, like, especially like the 1st string, 2nd, 3rd, and sometimes the 4th. That sort of gives it that reggae sort of chop, you know? If you do the whole thing, it's that's sort of the full thing, whereas if you just kind of do those high notes, way more, you got that reggae sort of thing going on, which is really cool. So, let's go into our next chord. After that B minor, we're going to move to an E minor. Now, we might be used to playing our E minor down here like this, but what we're going to do here, this is another way to play the E minor. You're going to bar that 7th fret. You're going to bar it, but you're not going to actually want to really hit that 6th string. Don't really want to hit that, and what you're going to do is with these fingers, you're going to do an A minor sort of shape. So what that's going to look like, you're going to have your middle finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. You're going to have your pinky right here on the, the middle finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, pinky on the 9th fret of the 3rd string, and ring finger on the 9th fret of the 4th string. And so for the verses, actually all you're going to do for the verses is you're going to just switch between that B minor and that E minor. I think you do 2 bars of each. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Oh, I'm wrong actually. You do 4 bars of each. If you think about it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Or wait, no wait. Let me go through it one more time. Totally 4. It's 4. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off on that B, and again, following that strumming pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor. Minor, just like that, to the E minor. Back and forth. That's literally the entire sort of verse. Now, let's go into the pre-chorus sort of part. This is sort of like you want to transition into the chorus, but you're still in the verse. So what do you got to do to get into the chorus? Here's what you got to do. Because what we're going to do is actually, fun fact, we're in the key of B minor right now. But what we're going to do, though, is we're going to switch over to the key of D major. So, which is, fun fact, it's relative major. They're connected that way. So, we got to kind of do some chords, do some stuff to get into that key change. So what's going to happen is we're going to start off the same way. When we want to hop into the chorus, we're going to start off the same way. We're going to go 4 bars of B minor. And then instead of doing 4 bars of E minor, what we're going to do is we're going to do this sort of little rundown sort of thing. There's 2 sort of rundowns. The first rundown goes like this. What that is 1 bar, you do 1 bar of G, and now I know we're used to playing our G like that, or whatever, or maybe even like this. We'll actually get to that, we're going to use that one later, but we're going to play our G like this, because we want to get that sound where we're kind of walking down, we're moving down, so we want that sort of sound, that sort of transition. So, what we're going to do is we're going to bar the 10th fret, and what we're going to do is with these 3 fingers, we're going to make an A major shape. So that means that we're not really going to want to play the 6th string. Not really. You can, it's there, but avoid it. And what you're going to do is you're going to have the middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky all on the 12th frets of the ring finger on the 4th string, middle finger on the 4th string, ring finger on the 3rd string, and pinky on the 2nd string. So that's our G. And then you move down to an F sharp minor. You might be used to playing it like that, right on the 2nd fret with the E minor shape. What we're going to do is we're going to do, what is that, 9th fret, and then that A minor sort of shape, just like we did with that E minor, but just, it's the exact same shape, except just up 2. And then we actually go down to our E minor, and we do that for 2 bars. So we do 1 bar of G, 1 bar of F sharp minor, 2 bars of E minor. So it sounds like this. That's sort of like part 1. So what it's going to sound like is you start off on your B minor, you do that for 4 bars, and then you do 1 bar of G, 1 bar of F sharp minor, 1 bar of E minor. So it sounds like this. And G, F sharp minor, E minor again. And then you go back. You go back to your F sharp minor, and then when you do the walk down a second time, but when you do it the second time, like the first one was kind of a build-up, and now this is the one where, okay, now we're going to hop into our chorus. What you do for this one is you do the G and the F sharp minor, but instead of doing 2 E minors, you're going to do 2 A majors. And what you're going to do for that A major, maybe used to playing it like this, what we're going to do is we're going to bar the 5th fret, and then we're going to do like an E major shape. So what that's going to look like is we're going to have our ring, we're barring the 5th, and then we're going to have our ring finger right here on the 7th fret of the 5th string, the pinky on the 7th fret of the 4th string, and our middle on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. And you can play all 6. But again, like I said, you want to be choppy, so maybe have them there as safeguard, but aim for those sort of, those higher strings when you're doing your strumming. So then the second time around, it's going to sound like this. You start off exactly the same on that B minor, and then you walk down G, F sharp minor, A. Cool. So the whole pre-chorus, I call it the pre-chorus, it's going to sound like this. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So first time around, G, F sharp minor, E minor for 2. That was the build-up. Okay, we're going to go again. And this time we're going to hop into that chorus. G, F sharp minor, A. And then the chorus, these are the 3 chords. We got our D, a D major. You might be used to playing it like this. But if you want that real sort of choppy reggae thing, what you're going to do is you're going to bar, just like we did for our G there, where we barred and did an A major shape, but now we're going to do it from the 5th fret. So 5th fret, and then we got the A major shape. These fingers are on the 7th frets of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. 4th, 3rd, 2nd. That's our D major. We got our B minor. We already know that one. And then we're going to play a G major, but not like this, but we're going to play it like that, which is the exact same sort of shape as that A major, where we did bar on the 5th and that sort of E major shape, except bring it down 2. So it's like a bar on the 3rd and then that E major shape. And what we're going to do is it's going to sound like this. It's going to be, I believe it's 2 bars of each. So 1, 2, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, it's 2 bars of each. So what we're going to do, the whole thing, it goes D major 2 bars, B minor 2 bars, G major 2 bars, and then D major 2 bars, and then it restarts. So it's going to sound like this. Right? Could you be loved and be loved? Right? Restart. Could you be loved and be loved? And then we want to hop back into our verse. We just go, instead of restarting the chorus and starting up again on the D, you just switch to that B minor and you just restart the whole thing. Right? You go fast like that. But anyways, that's pretty much the whole song. That's the whole sort of rhythm guitar part. And like I said, you can kind of, you do that sort of thing in the background when you're doing the verse. And the thing that's kind of fun is because the song, the key, the way that it, you know, the key change that it is, it goes from its, you know, relative major to relative minor. It goes from the B minor to the D major. The cool thing is when you're, let's say you're doing some solos, you know, like, I don't know, whatever, and you can actually use the same scales. It's just that you're going to change which note is your root, right? So when you're doing that, you're going to aim for your B minor there. Right? But then when you switch to that chorus, or sorry, right? You're switching to that chorus. You can now aim for that D note instead of the B. You just aim for the D. You aim for your major root sort of slot instead of your, you know, your minor root slot. So that's something that's kind of fun if you just wanted to kind of do some improv and stuff like that with the song. That's something to keep in mind. You can use pretty much the exact same sort of scales and positions and stuff, especially like pentatonic positions that you were using. It's just you aim for, you just have to switch between the minor, aiming for the major root slot and aiming for the minor root slot. That's it. That's all you got to do. So that's why it's kind of also a fun song to play. So I think we'll leave it at that there. And if you guys have any suggestions for songs that maybe you want to learn or any comments or anything like that, just leave it down below. Thanks. Bye.